from an 8-hour prep down to about a 3.5-hour prep. So it's unbelievable. My name's Josh Neptune. My company's called MX191. Located in Milta, Florida. That's Santa Rosa County, Florida, and I am a sport-oriented, family-friendly motocross facility. So I typically I'll start out with the wings folded up so I can bulk everything in and do my harsh cutting on the clay faces, clay landings and that. And then I'll fold the wings out, and get the full width and finish grade with it and level off my jump faces. And then cutting the corners is my favorite thing with it because I can set the angle of the outside of the berm and cut and pack it at the same time. This is the, and obviously I don't do commercial finish work and that kind of thing. Motocross is a little bit different, but this is the most precision-oriented tool I've ever used for motocross. The feel is so delicate and so impressive, and it's the only tool I've ever used that I can actually cut and pack the jump faces simultaneously. The precision of the finish is unbelievable. I'm kind of unique because I'm trying to grow this sport. I like the track to look beautiful, not just function well and ride well, but to look beautiful. When people pull in, to kind of have that jaw-dropping effect, and this Skeer allows me to do that, and it allows me to do it quicker than anything else. I use the Skeer for my track. I have a large parking area that's 300 feet by 200 feet that I also keep level up with it. I have drainage swales all the way around the track, and that's a really great feature of the Skeer too, with the wing set on the angles. Instead of cutting the sides in a pass and then cutting the bottom trough in a pass, I can fold out my wings and do one pass to cut my drainage. So that's been an incredible time saver as well. I am saving on average of 4.5 hours per track prep. So in the fall and winter, I do 3 full open days, so that's 3 full preps a week. In the summer, we go down to 2 days a week. But between Saturday and Sunday, I have to prep starting at 3 o'clock in the afternoon and be ready to go by 9 o'clock the next morning. And it was difficult before I got the Skeer. Now I went from an 8-hour prep down to about a 3.5-hour prep. So it's unbelievable from a time and a fuel saving standpoint. The build quality is unbelievable. I have never, and I'll be honest, I've actually caught some tree roots and stuff before. When once in a while I'll finish grade my road with it. I have a 3/4 of a mile long road, and I keep trees up close to the edge. And I've had the wings out and actually caught a root before, and I thought, oh no, and it doesn't even flinch. I've got the 6-way, so it'll actually kind of back push up against the cylinder a little bit when something like that happens. But the knuckles on the wings are so solid and so well built. I've had no issues with it at all. That's hard packed clay, catching a root here and there, just no issues. The quality's incredible. So the customer service is second to none. When I first found out about Skeer, I spoke with an employee of Skeer, Eugene, and he was super helpful, answered all of my questions, and kind of, filled in any blanks that there may have been in my knowledge of the Skeer. This is, I will say it, this is the easiest. I make jokes that are sometimes in poor taste, but so easy to operate, Helen Keller could do it. I can take my eye off the ball and still function with it because the feel is so good. And I love the fact that there's no chipping involved. You have to be a really terrible operator to grade along and get chipping. because it's got such a nice floating packing base that you avoid that chipping. And for guys like myself that I have to get the work done quick, that's been instrumental, and it brings the fun back to it. I don't wear work boots at work. I wear Crocs if I wear anything, and it's brought the fun back into my job. Really, my favorite thing is that, is that it's brought the enjoyment back to me. I can listen to music and operate now, and I don't feel as stressed after a day of work as I used to. And whipping around with a skid with a bucket on it, that's great for loading trucks or whatever. But for grading work, which is typically what everybody uses a skid steer for, a bucket's really not that efficient. You got high points, low points, you got to go pick up soil, fill in the low, back drag, do all this different stuff. With the Skeer, I drop it. If I'm pushing a lot, wings folded up, I can push in holes, fold out the wings, either back float or do a forward push. And then for small companies, I think the sky's the limit for this, especially in the region of the United States that I'm in Northwest Florida. The soil composition, this will cut hard packed clay, but the average soil composition is kind of loamy here. And I'm actually surprised when I see crews hiring semi-drivers to move big bulldozers to sites to build a driveway, a mobile home pad, prep ground for a house slab or something, because they're working with the easiest to push dirt. And if they had a Skeer, a 3/4 ton pickup truck, they can pull it everywhere, and have some unskilled operators, on the job site. And it's a great way of introducing young people into dirt work. Because they don't have to be as critical and controlled as you do with a bulldozer. And a lot of people might see that as a negative. Oh, we're gonna lose the skill in the trade. No, I don't. The end result is a great finished product, and that's all anybody should ever think about, is the end result. How can we do that and have more fun? There it is.